Dating definitely doesn't feel easy. When you're single, you're battling with the whole feeling of, will I ever find somebody that's right for me? While you're trying to balance getting to know strangers, and you're just trying to balance everything, and it's not easy. Although it's not easy, you have to have a certain kind of mindset when dating men. Don't take it for granted that the men you're dating are just going to play their role correctly. They're going to do the things you like all the time. That's not how it works. You have to have a certain type of attitude that says, okay, this woman knows what she wants and she will not be settling for less. And even if you don't say that in words, it needs to come across in your attitude what you're about. Hi ladies, it's your girl Anna. Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, thanks for tuning in. Today I want to talk to you about the kind of mindset you need to have when dating men. Being single is not easy. I've been there. You know, you feel like, okay, am I going to be alone forever? Where is Mr. Prince Charming? You start to feel like no matter what you try, nothing is working out. But that's far from reality. You have to have a certain kind of mindset when dating men that will allow you to easily, let me not say easily, it will better your chances of transitioning into a relationship with somebody. Now, this mindset thing is not as simple as it sounds, where, okay, I'm just going to have a positive mindset and come what may, I'm just going to see the good in everything. That's not it, right? The mindset you need to have is one where no matter what happens, you're going to choose you. You have to put yourself first when dating. I know it sounds selfish, but if you put the other person first all the time and leave yourself for last, you're going to lose, because people innately choose themselves, right? So when you're dating a man, you can't take it for granted that he's going to do all that he should do to please you and ensure that everything is okay with you. That's not how it's going to work. What will happen is that he will reciprocate his actions based on how you behave. Your own actions will dictate to him how he should treat you. So if you're accepting bad treatment, bad behavior, all of that, that is more of what you will receive when dating men. So the first thing in getting your mindset right is that you must be willing to walk away. And it's a case where, yes, you're single. It doesn't mean you have to latch on to anybody that comes along. It doesn't mean that you're stuck with this person that you're dating. If things are not going right or the way you want them to, you must be willing to step away from that situation. When you demonstrate that mindset, it says to the man you're dating that, listen, this is not a woman to be messed with. She's not going to stand for any foolishness. She knows what she's about, and that's who you need to be. You have to be willing to walk away. No matter how things are, you might be going through a down phase, or things might be up, and then he does something totally drastic that turns you off completely. You should be willing to walk away. You don't have to settle for everything that comes your way because you're single. And don't be fearful where if you walk away from this person, you're not going to find somebody else. There's always somebody else. And while you're dating, you need to be dating more than one person. So be willing to walk away from situations that don't work in your favor. Okay? Choose you first, because that's what they're doing. In their attitude towards you, if you are not measuring up to what they are looking for in a woman, they will walk away from you. So the first thing with your mindset is that you must be willing to walk away, and you must hold true to that. Don't bluff about it. Be honest with yourself. If this is not working, I have to step away. And this is a stance you have to set your mind to early. You can't wait until you're dating somebody or dating several people to make up your mind about that, right? So don't be a weakling settling for anything. Just say to yourself, okay, this is not working, I'm willing to walk away. And when a man meets you, he can pick up that energy from you. You're not going to be a forceful person. You're not going to be too tough and harsh in your mannerism. But there's something about your aura when you have that kind of mindset that says to a man, you know what? This girl is not about the games. So that's who you want to be. Be willing to walk away if it comes to it. You see, mindset is like an emotion. It's a feeling, but it's also a kind of resolve you have within yourself that say, you know what, no matter what, I'm not going to compromise on these things. No, when you're dating men, they come from all different walks of life. They have different attitudes. They even the kind of conversations you have, some of these men will surprise you with the things that they say. But at the end of the day, you're going to also measure them by their actions, because men will come with a lot of nice words. They sound like soothsayers. So you have to know what you're looking for. So you have to pay keen attention to the actions, as well as while you're listening to all that he has to say, you still have to measure him up by what he does. So when it comes to your mindset, you have to know, what are the deal breakers for me? What are the things I will not tolerate in a relationship or in a dating situation? And when you see these things happening repeatedly, you tell yourself, okay, I'm out. That's the kind of mindset you have to be. I am out. This person is meeting all my deal breakers. Why am I going to push past all of that to try and make it work? So that's another way. You have to hold true to your deal breakers, right? Never settle. And believe me, it might feel like men are scarce. They're not. It might feel like good men are even more scarce. But at the end of the day, there's somebody out there for everybody, and it's all up to you, and you determine what you get from a man. You can meet a good man that will treat you bad and treat someone else good. So it's all relative. So don't settle on your deal breakers. If somebody's not measuring up, be honest with yourself. This is not going to work. And if you're dating and you're already seeing signs that they will not measure up for you in a relationship, let that situation go. So that's the kind of mindset you have. The overall mindset is that I am willing to walk away from situations that no longer suit me. That's the overall mindset you want to have when dating men. Now, another one that women tend to compromise a lot on is not being themselves. Why are you pretending to be somebody you're not? When you're dating somebody, you just want to be your authentic self. You don't want to have to lie about who you are, and then you have to remember all the lies so you can measure up and put them together later. Don't stress yourself out. Be true to who you are, and if there are things about you that need to be fixed, you need to be honest with yourself and work to improve in those areas, right? Don't settle for being a pretender just to please somebody else, and then when the true you is ready to come out, they reject you. Right? So be authentic with yourself, and you have to have the mindset to say, you know what, I really like this guy, but he doesn't appreciate this about me, so this might not work out. Maybe we're not compatible. It's better that than you're actually changing who you are to please him, and then he eventually walks away just the same. So be true to yourself, and you want to be accepted by somebody who appreciates who you are as a person. So be your authentic self, and you have to have that mental resolve that no matter what happens, I'm not going to compromise on who I am as a person. Okay? Another tricky thing is that we tend to be very negative in our minds. When we're dating men, we go in thinking that the worst is going to happen, and then we brace ourselves and we wait for the bad things to happen. And you know what happens? Normally when you have that kind of mindset, the bad things do come. So you also need to believe, and honestly believe, that you are worthy of love. When you go into a situation saying, okay, I am worthy of love, I know what I deserve, you give off that queen vibe, that energy that says to a man, okay, she knows what she wants in somebody, she knows what she will stand for, what she won't tolerate, and this is the kind of woman that I need to treat her this way. So it tells a man overall that this is how he's to deal with a woman like you. So you have to believe that you're worthy of love. Men can tell easily when you lack confidence, when you don't have any self-worth, and you just generally don't believe that you deserve the love that you're looking for. And if you're giving off that energy, it's going to tell the man that he can treat you anyway, or treat you like a doormat and get away with it. So you want to have the mindset that says, I know my worth, I know what I deserve, and I will not stand for less than what I deserve in a relationship. So exercise that willingness to understand that you are worthy of love, and go into that with the mindset that you are worthy. You are not less than worthy, you are worthy. And when you go into any dating situation with that mindset, it increases your self-confidence, it increases your communication skills with the person you're dating, because you're leading from that bottom line that I am worthy of love. And when you know that you're worthy of love, you will not settle for anything that compromises on that level of worth that you have for yourself. So go into everything knowing that about yourself. You have to love yourself. It all begins with self-love. So when the self-love is true, it's authentic, you're going to go into that dating situation being yourself. You're going to show him who you truly are, and you're going to give of yourself naturally, and the best will come out of you. Right? So you'll find yourself enjoying the better sides of a situation because you're being true to yourself from the beginning through to the end. And if it's not working out, again, you'll be willing to walk away from that amicably too. It doesn't have to be a hostile breakup. You can just be like, this will not work, and you're moving on to the next. When you date with this kind of mindset, it reduces your stress levels, because dating can just feel so pressuring at times. But when you have that kind of mindset that says, okay, I'm willing to walk away from this, it eases the pressure on you to try and measure up and try and save situations that are not working, right? And that leads me to another point. You can't ignore red flags. Red flags are so common. You know, you have your non-negotiables. You know what you like in a man. You know what you don't like. And then you see these things coming out in somebody and you're just sucking it all up. You're just settling for everything and you're compromising on what you know you want. So that is you ignoring red flags. And once you ignore red flags, you're going to end up in a situation that you're not comfortable with, right? You might put up with it for a while and eventually you won't be happy. And the aim is to be happy and to find a loving relationship. And to have a relationship that can stand the test of time, right? People might say, okay, nothing lasts forever. Yes and no, because if you're playing your cards right, you can land in a relationship with a man that can last forever. You never know. But you have to be true to yourself, and you have to ensure that you call men out on the red flags. If they're doing things that you don't like, don't sweep it under the rug. Don't act like you never saw it. Just call him out on it. Don't get too excited when you're dating men. Right? The man you're dating or the few men that you're dating, they're all file numbers until they prove that they are the one. Think about it. You don't need to overindulge anybody. You don't need to overextend yourself, give more than you need to, just to try and force a relationship with any of these men, right? They are the ones that need to show you that they are worthy of you as a girlfriend and later on a wife. So you need to show that you are the prize. Demonstrate that value. And then they themselves need to prove to you that they are worthy of your love and attention over the long term. So don't be caught up in the whole dating game to the point where you're just doing the most. You understand? You don't want to be that person. You want the man, you want to have the kind of mindset that says, okay, I'm here to receive. I'm not just a giver. I know what I deserve and I will not settle. Once you have that kind of mindset, a man will understand that he can't play with you. So he's really just a file number until he proves to you that he is the one. So don't do too much, especially in the dating phase. Unless you're in a relationship, you should really hold back on a lot of the actions. You don't need to be overextending yourself all the time. When you're dating, you're going to date on your terms. He needs to meet your standards, and he needs to understand that he needs to measure up to what you are looking for in a partner. Even though he's doing the same for you and you need to show that you can be that person to him, you need to assess for yourself, is this man bringing to the table what you're looking for in a partner, in a lifelong partner? Does he present those values and, you know, those standards that you're looking for in a man? So that's what you want. So don't compromise on your standards. Remember, you are the prize. Don't ever compromise on that. Let him measure up. So treat him like a file number. He's date number 7, date number 4, date number 3. Even if you want to remember the names, that's fine. It's just keep your emotions in check so that this kind of person cannot abuse what he has with you. Now, when dating men, you have to have that emotional detachment. You can't get sucked in, right? Don't fall in love too easily. You might feel like, okay, how can I not fall in love? Everything feels right. He's saying all the right things. He's doing all the right things. How can I not fall in love? You are actually in control. You are in control of your own emotions. No matter how good it feels, have a healthy detachment from the situation until you're actually in a relationship with him. So exercising that emotional detachment allows you to insulate yourself from heartbreak, and also him just, you dropping your guards too much to the point where he causes you pain. You don't want to go through the dating process where you're experiencing emotional pain after emotional pain. So you have to guard your heart like that. You're not going to be so tough and closed off where no one can come in, but you have to have that healthy detachment so that, okay, if this is not working out, it's not going to break me. You have to have that mindset. If it's not working out, you're able to walk away peacefully from the situation with your heart intact. So I've been saying, ladies, you need to be dating more than one man and all of that. And while that is true, you need to accept that the men you're dating might also be dating other people. Don't expect exclusivity from the person you're dating. Just like you, he might be dating other people. And this is the kind of openness you want from him. So feel free to ask, are you seeing other people? What's the situation with you? He might lie to you, he might say it's just you, or he might openly tell you the truth. And if he's dating other women, you want to know to what extent. So while you know you're keeping things at surface level with dating these men, you need to know if he's doing the same. What if he's casually having sex with all these women? That's something you would need to know. And you need to understand for yourself if that's something you're willing to put up with. So if you're not that type of woman and he's dating you while he's casually having sex with a number of other women and he's honest with you about that, you need to decide for yourself if you want to remain in that lineup. It could be that, okay, he respects your boundaries, however, other women are not exercising those boundaries, so he takes advantage of that. And that's also telling. If you're dating a man that's okay with sleeping around, chances are a man like that is not ready for a relationship. If he himself is not able to tame his sexual beast then, and put himself in a situation where he can actually go through a natural dating process without giving up himself physically all the time, it's a sign to you that this man might not be ready for a real relationship. So take the information as it comes and decide for yourself whether you want to continue down a path with somebody like that. Because while you're dating, it doesn't mean you have to put up with everything that somebody else is doing. So you dating more than one man might mean something different for a man who is dating other women. And this is the kind of dialogue you want to have because you want to be aware. You need to know what you're working with so you can decide for yourself what you will compromise on or what you just won't settle for. And in a situation like that, if it's not working for you, again, be willing to walk away. This is why you need to know, and don't be afraid to ask questions. Yes, the men may lie, they may tell, they may lie about what they're doing with these other women, but still ask. And based on how he responds to you, it will give you an idea of what the truth really is. Because as women, we have that woman's intuition, so we can sense whether or not what he's saying is authentic. So feel free to ask, gauge the situation, but go into the dating world with the mindset that he's not dating you alone. Even if he says he is, chances are it's a lie. If he's single, he'd be stupid to be dating you alone if he's trying to find someone that's right for him. And while it is easier for a woman to just date one man at a time, wasting her time and then seeing one failed date after another, it's easier for a man to date multiple women. That's your nature. So ask the questions, gauge the answers you get, and decide for yourself what you will put up with. But the bottom line is that you must go in accepting that this man might be dating other women. So while things might feel good, you're dating him, everything feels rosy and nice, it feels like a fairy tale, he's doing all the right things, saying all the right things, at the end of the day, you still need to exercise a little tough love. You can't be too accessible when dating men. You can't be on the call all the time, even if you're always on your phone, you can't always be responding to his messages quickly. Every phone call, as the phone rings, just you're answering on the first ring. And then he messages you, you're just there to respond all the time. You're too available. And even if you truly are, you need to make yourself a little scarce, right? Because familiarity breeds contempt. So at some point, you need to exercise that little scarcity, have that element of mystery about you, where the man just wants to know, I wonder what she's up to now. What is she doing? When he gets your attention, it needs to feel like a privilege. It can't be that he just knows you are always going to be there. You'll always respond to him. It is what it is. It can't be like that. He needs to earn your attention, right? And in earning your attention, he'll feel better too when he does get your attention, because you're a woman that's hard to reach. You're hard to get in touch with. This is the kind of person, oh my gosh, if she's talking to me very often, it means I must be doing something right because I'm getting more of her attention. So your attention says to him that he is doing something right, and your attention becomes the reward. It can't be that you're so accessible no matter what, you're just always there. It can't be like that when you're dating men. right? There needs to be that challenge. A man needs to always feel like there's a chase when dating you. You're not going to make it that difficult, but at the same time, you have to exercise that tough love. And it helps you keep your emotions in check. Yes, you might be falling head over heels for this person, but when you pull back a little, it allows you to exercise that emotional detachment I spoke about earlier, and also allows you to just ease yourself into whatever situation you're in. You're not going in head first and hitting brick walls and all of that because you're just rushing the process. Pace everything out. There's more than enough time. Don't feel like time is running out. And if time is running out, what is the rush for anyway? The time is going to end anyway. So just take your time when dating these men. Show that tough love. Show him that even though you're nice and you're enjoying things with him and you love where things are going, at the end of the day, you're not the kind of woman who will just sit back and just let everything go or sweep things under the rug when things are bad just for the sake of good times that you have together, right? So he has to understand that there is reward and punishment in how he deals with you. So ladies, I understand the mindset thing might be a little difficult to grasp, but when you get it, it makes the dating process much easier for you. You have to have that kind of mindset that says this is not a woman to be played with, and don't compromise on that. You don't want to come across as a woman that's just easy. Okay, dealing with her is a breeze. She's too easy. She's a walkover. She's a doormat. That's not who you want to present to the men you're dating. You're only going to make your life harder because the men that in your life are just going to abuse that about you. And I'm sure that's not what you want. I want you to find somebody that's right for you, but I want you to exercise the kind of standards and boundaries that sets you up for winning. You don't want to fail at this dating thing. You don't want to make the process harder than it already is. So exercise these boundaries, check your mindset, have that kind of mindset where you're willing to walk away from situations that don't work for you. You're not going to compromise your standards. You know what your non-negotiables are. You know what you're looking for. You know what you don't want. You have to have all of that in place when dating. So you go into the date purposefully taking action. You're being intentional about your goals. Even though your end goal is a relationship, you're not going to spell that out, but your actions, your attitudes, and all of those things actually tell the person what you want in a relationship and what they need to provide for you to think that they are worthy of you. So exercise that self-worth, have that strong mindset where I will not settle, and it will make your life much easier. Okay, ladies? So thanks for tuning in, and be sure to check out another video before you go, and I'll see you next time.